us at this point of time is Dr. Rajat Gangwar, Senior Resident Doctor in New Delhi. So thank you so much for taking our time and speaking to us on NewsX. Let's quickly glance through all the questions that have been proposed by the Chief Justice of India. The first one, of course, being that, you know, from the starting point, the parents were told that this was a case of suicide. Why is it and who is it then who's termed it as a suicide? And in fact, these questions that have been proposed, how do you view all of these questions that have been proposed by the Chief Justice of India?
Ma'am, obviously these type of questions definitely raises about the intentions of the principal of the Arjekar Medical College and the admission. They are definitely they would be definitely having some malified intentions that they wanted to hide about this. First they said this is a suicide. After that they accepted that this is a murder. The administration was trying to cover up all these things, and the parents were handed over the body after a delay of 3 hours. What we were doing that time with the body for 3 hours. Obviously, they would be tampering the evidences. These things definitely raises the questions, and this definitely tells us that they are having some. They would be having some malified intentions. That's why the Chief Justice of India has raised this question.
Right, absolutely. You know, let's again talk about the developments that have taken place. The body was found at 7:30 a.m. Okay. The body was then handed over for cremation at 8:30 p.m. The first FIR was lodged at 11:45 p.m. And again, the Chief Justice of India has then questioned the reason for such delay in first, you know, for the parents to see the body, then of course the FIR being lodged. In your assessment, what exactly is then happening in this case? Is there then is there this effort to then sort of brush certain important details under the carpet?
Yeah, ma'am, this definitely raises questions. This definitely tells us that they were trying to tamper with the evidences. And what was why was Kolkata police in such a hurry to cremate the body? Obviously, the parents who could have taken the body to other hospital or to New Delhi so that the re-postmortem could have done and new things could come up. That's why the Kolkata police was also in a hurry to cremate the body, to destroy the evidences.
Right,
and
absolutely.
These things definitely raises questions.
Right, absolutely. And you know, the fact that the Chief Justice of India has, and you know, the Supreme Court has said that they've put out measures for the safety of doctors. How do you then view the statements that have been made in the Supreme Court as far as the security and safety of doctors is concerned?
And this is a positive development from the side of Supreme Court. The Chief Justice of India said that he would for the constitution of a national task force for the safety and security of doctors, of which resident doctors would be a part. That is definitely a positive development from the side of Supreme Court.
Right, absolutely. You know, again, more details, in fact, coming in on the same front. The Supreme Court, and I'm going to request our guests to stay on with us. The Supreme Court has set up a national task force to ensure the safety of doctors and asked them to file an interim report within 3 weeks and a final report within 2 months. A bench led by Chief Justice of India, CJI Chandrachud, noted that the existing laws do not adequately address institutional safety of doctors. Chief Justice of India also spoke about the safety of women doctors and said that if a woman's workplace is not safe, then equality is being denied to them. He also noted that the court
violates.
Right, absolutely, sir. He also, in fact, said that the court cannot wait for another rape and murder and for things to change on the ground. He observed that medics have become vulnerable to violence and noted that women doctors are targeted more due to ingrained patriarchal bias. The case will be now heard on Thursday, is what we're learning at this point of time. So again, those are the details that are coming in. The safety has, of course, been spoken about very largely, And those are again the details that are coming in at this point of time. And you know what, we're also going to take you through some pertinent statements that were made as far as the doctor's safety is concerned. These are the statements that have been made by the Chief Justice of India. And again, we have the statements over here. We're setting up National Task Force is, of course, one statement that has been made. This is a very significant one on that. NTF is required to consult all stakeholders. There are as many as 6 stakeholders in the NTF. They're required to submit an interim report within 3 weeks. There's a timeline also that has in fact been issued by the Supreme Court to this task force. Documents lack place of resting, and more in fact details coming in. Doctors are left to handle unruly patients. So again, you know, talking about the environment in which doctors work, medical professionals have become vulnerable to violence. This is again another statement that has been made. They cannot wait for another rape or for things to change on ground, is again a statement that has been made. So again, speaking about the medical staff and the kind of environment that they work in and how things need to change. If women are not able to go to work, we are denying them equality. Again, a very pertinent statement there being made by the Chief Justice of India. This is an issue of systematic safety of doctors across India. So he's of course largely spoken about the doctors and you know, about the doctors, their safety, their environment. That's essentially you know, what he's spoken about through these statements that he has made. So, all right, those are the statements that have been made. We're still being joined by Dr. Rajat Gangwar on the telecast. We've given our viewers an understanding on the statements that have been made by the Chief Justice of India. He's of course spoken about how there's a requirement for a systematic change. You know, when we just talk about the 31-year-old trainee, she had been working, her shift was 36 hours. That's a very long, you know, duty time for somebody. So, you know, with all these statements being made, the Chief Justice of India then speaking about the environment, the condition, and how there needs to now be a change for people in the medical profession. How do you view all of these statements?
Well, in the past, most of the courts of India, including the Supreme Court of India, has ruled out that the duty hours for resident doctors should not be exceeding 48 hours per week, and in case of emergency, a resident should be allowed to work for a maximum of 12 hours. So despite this ruling, despite multiple statements from the court, this rule is not being followed in practically it is not being followed in most of the medical colleges of the country. The thing is that the reason for that is that due to this harassment, the reason for this is that the resident doctors are contractual employees. They work for 3 years, and their exams, passage, practicals are under the professors, and they used to use this against the residents, and they harass, and there should be a law for the strict punishment against harassment of students by the professors of medical college, which should include the head of the department, principal, medical superintendent also. And like in this case of RJK Medical College also, the department was not at all supportive to that girl. The department didn't support her, the administration didn't support her, even the principal didn't support her. And a girl or a boy who is working far away from his or her hometown in a different state, it is very difficult for resident doctors to survive in a different state without the support. And there is a hostile environment in most of the medical colleges of this country, just because these professors of medical college are given enormous power and authority to make or destroy the career of a resident.
Right, absolutely, sir. So with that, of course, in mind, I also want to then understand from you. You're in the medical, you're a medical professional. You know, what are the kind of challenges then you face on a daily basis, whether it's got to do with duty hours, you know, even when we talk about security, the fact that there's of course the Ministry of Welfare has written to the centre, and they've said that they've put out a 12-point action plan. They've said that there are dark corners in the hospital, especially those who are doing night duties. There should be there should be a well-lit environment. So, you know, if you could also give us an understanding on what it's like, what is a hospital like at night, what are the kind of challenges that those in the medical profession face?
Yeah, there are long duty hours of doctors, which includes the night duty also after 10, 11, 12. A doctor has to take water also. A doctor has to take food also. Most of the hospital do not have canteens open during the night time. And our doctor is in most of the hospitals of East Delhi, like East Delhi, there are criminal things happening which I think, if you recall, a few days back, the incident of GTB hospital, a shootout happened in GTB hospital in area like of East Delhi, like GTB hospital, Delhi State Cancer Institute. The doctors who are working around in these hospitals, they are afraid to go leave hospital after the 10 o'clock, even 11 o'clock, even for taking the food during night time. And the security guards, they used to run away. Whenever a mob arrives for hitting a doctor, they used to run away. The security is just not at all adequate. The police don't help. They used to say it is a daily thing for them. And the biggest problem is that the hospital administration do not support at all the resident doctors. They don't even respect them.
Right, sir, absolutely. Again, thank you so much for sharing with us what it's like to be a medical professional, and the kind of work hours that people in the medical field have to put in. So thank you so much for then joining us in the broadcast, sharing all those perspectives with our viewers. With that being said, my colleague Ayush joins us on the broadcast to give us more on this. Ayush, if you could take our viewers through the Supreme Court's key observations.
Well, yes, when the Supreme Court heard the suo motu cognizance of the Arjikar Medical Institute, there were several pointers on which the Supreme Court mainly focused its hearing. The number one is that the safety of the resident doctors. The second is the evidence which must be protected at all costs at the incident site of the Arjikar Medical Institute. Third is the investigation process. See, it was noted in the High Court also that the petitioners do not trust the local police at all. That's why they have demanded for the CBI investigation. Now the CBI have to submit a report to the Supreme Court also, on which they have to tell that how far they have covered this case and how much they have collected, what they have processed, and what all have to be submitted in front of the court as an evidence. Also, fourthly, and the most important, is about the safety of the resident doctors and the safety of the incident site. See, the Federation of Resident Doctors Association have filed an intervention in this suo motu case, and now the Supreme Court have agreed to listen to their investigation, and the CISS security have also been provided at the Arjikar Medical Institute to protect the incident site also, and to protect the doctors who are protesting there, as we have seen what vandalism took place on the night of 14th of August, just on the eve of the Independence Day. Also, very important is that the National Task Force has been set up to do various things in this matter. See, there are some people who have been shortlisted by the Supreme Court. They all are from the medical field, from the government field, from the administrative field. They will now ensure some very basic things for the doctors, looking about the healthcare.
Ayush, thank you so much.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.